Sufian, welcome to Izzy Does It.
Thank you for having me.
There you go. That was good. Yeah, I said it clearly, right? Rayyan Sufian, welcome to Izzy Does It.
Thank
Wow,
you.
amazing.
Feels good to be here. First time in front of a camera. Because even masa 27, people thought I was the employee for a while. Yeah. Because I don't really talk about it a lot.
About what?
About owning a shop. So I posted it once on Twitter. It was actually because I had a private Twitter. It was masa de kadai baru buka. I had a Twitter. I had like 40 followers, just like close friends.
Okay.
And then I posted a picture of me during the launch. It was me, my business partner, and some customers taking pictures.
Yeah.
So I said like Alhamdulillah lah, for all the blessings, and I'm grateful for the opportunity I got.
Yeah.
And then I think that exploded, and I got like 1,000 retweets
on Twitter.
Yeah, and I had 40-ish followers at the time, and I didn't use Twitter as much. I just posted it on like my Instagram, my Twitter, just to like be proud of Anakan.
Yeah.
Kali, my phone blew up, yo. Like it was like comments. I think some even spread to Malaysia, because like Twitter, Brunei, and it's easy to once it blows, it goes
to Malaysia.
To Malaysia.
Yeah.
So like I started getting like followers, not a lot lah, but it was mostly like retweets, comments, likes. And then I think from there, that was when people know it was mine and obviously my business partner. But other than that, kadang-kadang kalau di kadai, people just think I'm the employee, which I don't mind, because most of the time I'm supposed to work job employee. But I don't really talk about it much. So like this is the first time coming out and like
telling us the story. I feel so honored.
So like, not a lot of people really know the origin story. It's mainly my employees, because obviously sometimes we talk and then they tanya lang how it started up, and then my close friends and obviously my family who knows. But actually some of my family members like they don't know.
As in your extended family members, they don't know, like your cousins and stuff.
They don't know, but the ones that know that I own, they don't know the full story lah. Like they just know si Rayyan ada buka kadai. Tapi like my extended family, like my second cousins, my third cousins, not all of them know.
Okay, so that's what we're here to uncover. So just to provide context, I wasn't sure if I was gonna bring this up, because I just wanted people to know how I know of you. Because like you said, not a lot of people know that you, at the age of 16, opened up a company called 27 Supply, which is located at the mall now. Right? So basically how I know you, this is for the listeners, is that I'm very good friends with your brother, your eldest brother. Let's not say his
shit. I just name drop. Can we cut that out? Can we do that again?
It's okay. I'll just bleep it. Oh. Yeah, it's okay. Shit. Yeah, don't worry. Don't panic. Relax. This is still recording.
Okay,
it's okay. But yeah, so I'm here to uncover that story, because I remember him and his wife also. I'm not gonna
see you also almost said it.
Yeah, I know, so I'm not gonna say it, but basically both of them were very proud of you, and like that's how I came to know about your story. So let's get down to it. So the first question is that you opened up a company at age 16.
Yeah.
But prior to that, how old were you when you first started getting into business, or like even deciding, basically how did it all even start?
That goes like way back. Like in terms of start business, like not a proper business, but like started selling stuff. Okay, this is something that I don't really tell people. I don't think my mom knows, but I think it's fine. It's like I'm old enough, like sometimes, like these things, they can just laugh over it. Okay. But dulu, when I was in primary school Ugama, I didn't get allowance dulu. Like because I was in Chonghua. I can say that, right?
Yeah, you can.
I was in Chonghua, and then Chonghua punya canteen makanannya nyaman rabis yo. Like nyaman rabis. It was like, it's so unhealthy, but it's so nyaman.
What kind of food do they sell?
So like there's like during my time there was like 5. You canteen sekolah 1 kan saja. Di Chonghua 5.
It's like 5 different vendors.
5 different vendors.
Okay.
And then they all sell different things.
Oh.
So like the first vendor, they would sell kerupuk yo. They don't sell kerupuk, gula-gula, ice cream. So it was like so unhealthy that it's supposed to be not to be in a school. Tapi ada And they always have like those really, really good kerupuk. Yeah. And then like the second store, dorang jual like nasi with ayam apa. And then the third one ada like mi goreng apa. And then the others would have like Chinese food. And then ada roti canai apa semua. It was really good. Like macam the food there was
It's like
really,
a proper
like
store.
like macam there was good like you could not get bored of the food because
They're
they had
serving that to students. Amazing.
like macam, and it was so big. So I didn't get allowance and all my friends got allowance. So their parents gave them money every day macam $2. $2 at that time was enough. Like you can beli one makanan or minuman lah.
Okay, so that could afford you a meal lah, basically.
Yeah. Tapi kerupuk RM1, kadang-kadang 50 sen wah. Aku dulu macam I was like macam how do I know? But I didn't get allowance at all until I was like in secondary school.
Is there any reason why your parents didn't give you allowance?
So they didn't want me to eat junk food. I think it was the same with all my siblings. They didn't want us to eat because they knew like all the things that they were selling there. It was unhealthy. So they didn't want us to consume all those foods. So they packed us food and then Tapi macam like the food that they pack, I always say as a kid, you know, you're like rebellious and then you don't want to eat those food. Macam kadang-kadang pun yang makan aku mau makan like mie goreng, they would pack it. Like they would ask the maid to pack it. Tapi by the time aku makan di sekolah, ia jadi karas. You know how mie goreng, it's like it gets very stale and very So I didn't want to eat it. And then all my friends, they're all eating all these gila nyaman wah. Then they would queue to eat apa.
Freshly gitu.
Yeah, it was so good. So I had to find a way to, obviously I couldn't steal money, right? Because they would find out.
Oh my God,
right?
yes,
I
of
could
course.
steal. I had to find the money elsewhere. Wah. So obviously I had like a few bucks during that. It was like macam $6. So aku pergi beli gula-gula wah di kedai runcit. I had a driver dulu. So because my parents couldn't send me, so we had a driver. So kira macam aku bersubuhat lah, like macam, like how to say, like macam we made an alliance. So I said don't tell my parents that. So we went to the kedai runcit near our house. And I would buy UP wah. You know, like the gula-gula UP.
Why does it sound familiar?
UP, like those jelly.
Okay.
Like those macam gummy candies. Yeah. So in school they didn't sell that. So I brought that to school and I started selling it for like $2.
No way.
Yeah. And then my friends were rich. Like they were rich. They were loaded. Instead of like $2 a day, they would give kind of $5 a day. At the time, that was a lot. Like as a kid, like a primary school, you get $5 a day, and you spend $2, so you got $3 left, and you don't save as a kid. You don't save. There's no such thing as saving.
You don't
as a kid.
understand
You
the concept of saving.
you just keep spending it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could make some money off of that. So I started selling those. I got like, I was making like $20-30 a week. That was good. Like I could buy a lot of.
So your initial capital was $6. You mentioned.
Yeah, about six below $10. So I just bought. Because UP some 50 cents, 80 cents.
Oh my God.
So I doubled the money lah. And then then I also didn't know what saving was kan. So aku beli kerupuk lah makan.
That was what your mission was.
Yeah. Like, especially kerupuk, you know, like the crab kerupuk. Yeah, that was favorite too, Robis. So after that, I said I gotta start thinking of something else to sell because no one's buying it anymore. So orang keboringan wah. So I started selling Pokemon cards.
Oh.
The packets yang di kedai runcit jual. So I would buy one, sell.
The original ones?
I'm not sure. It didn't matter because no one knew kan at the time. It was also before the Pokemon craze. So everyone, tapi it was like macam Pokemon was cool for the guys to do. So they would like macam anula collect like those EX cards.
Do you remember how old you were?
I was primary 2. What was that? 7?
You were 7 years old
6.
when you.
It was during primary school in Chongwa. So it was I don't remember exactly, but I was between year 2 to year 6. I was doing all of this.
Okay, and then, but how at that young age, right? Did you even come up with the idea to buy something cheap or like at a lower value to sell it at a higher value? Do you understand how that idea even came about? Like.
I think it was just logic to me. It made sense to me that I could make money. Like macam I was like I could sell this for like $2. I don't know what made me exactly click, but it just made sense to me.
Is your family in business?
Okay, during that time, all my siblings were working, but my dad, he's a businessman lah.
Okay.
My grandparents were business people too.
Okay.
So macam this is a side topic lah, but. It's funny, like sometimes when, as I told you just now, my distant relatives, my extended relatives, some of them don't know. But when they find out, macam during macam Hari Raya ka or family gatherings, and then my dad is there, sometimes some of them macam, macam my uncles apa. So my dad was like, ni macam, ni, darah Hajah adalah my grandmother's name. So kira pasal because my grandmother was known to jual like macam gold, silver, and all these plates, antique stuff during her time to macam istana apa. So she was actually I was told lah she was not literate. She couldn't read at all. So all she did was she didn't have a job, so she was just selling. And then my dad's side of the family is known for jong sarat.
Okay.
Yeah, because dorang dulu tinggal di Sungai Kedayan. So they were doing jong sarat, and at the time, dorang jual ke istana. So it was like a business. Business is sort of in the blood lah, in the family. But we've been doing our own thing. Macam all of us have our own thing. But my dad, the business that he runs is passed down from my grandfather lah. So he manages it now with his siblings. So but now everyone has their own thing.
Yeah. So basically, I guess that's where you sort of like maybe exposed at a younger age that sort of thinking.
Probably, yeah. But I remember Jo, like the most amount of money I made dulu masa sekolah agama tu, it was during my time. It was still popular. You know the bubble yang pakai.
Yes.
Yang tiup pakai tiup.
Yeah.
So it was like 50 cents to $1. I would sell them for $3 a packet. And orang Bali
Wait, people
bought it from me.
Yeah.
So I actually had a logbook. I had a like a exercise book. So I instead of using it for I used it to keep track on siapa mau book for the next day. So I would keep track. So with that, I don't know, like if I think about it now, it's good because I don't have it was like pre-order. I didn't have to use my own money now. Like macam I didn't.
They would just pay you, and you use that money,
and I just keep the difference.
Yeah. Rayyan, that is insane.
I mean, like if you think about it now, like macam, how could that kid? But I didn't thought it was a big deal dulu because it just made sense to me. Like macam I could make extra money.
This whole time, your parents didn't know.
No. So it's
Wait,
actually,
is this the first time you're actually talking about it?
Yeah. So like macam dari dulu, I would come home with the packed lunch. Masih ada wah. So dorang selama ni figure I didn't eat at all. Tapi rupanya I was balling at school. Aku belanja kawan, belanja no.
Okay, then tell me, what was your tactic when you sell to your friends? Because okay, I remember when I was in school, right? Maybe it's just my nature to always want to like give to people. I don't think I would have the heart to sell or take money from other people. I don't know why. It's just not in me. That's why I'm probably not a good business person, because I'm just
self-benefit,
generous, but not really. I just don't have the heart, or maybe I lack the skill. Okay, I think I lack the skill. Yeah, I'm not a salesperson. I'm actually a really bad salesperson. But do you remember how you? What was the like macam like how was the conversation?
No, it was actually macam, if you think about it now, it's more of like word of mouth. But macam itu, I would bring for myself. Aku main di sekolah. So orang iski kan. So gila orang ni. Ya dah no macam shoot. So they were all gather, and then they macam minta satu. So aku macam marah lah. Obviously it was mine kan. As a kid you were like, that's my toy. Don't take other. So macam now I was like macam kalau mau isak aku belikan gitu. So they're like macam bah. Then from there it grew, and then obviously they play, and then they play with their friends, and then they play with their friends, and then they were just, most kids were just.
I wonder what they were telling their parents.
I don't know.
Like
some of them would not eat. Especially di sekolah agama lah. Pasal sekolah agama pindik saja kan. Tapi dorang masih kena bagi RM2 satu. So RM2-3 then.
Oh my god, this guy's a mastermind. It's so
dulu ada lagi orang berapa cents kan. So dorang kadang-kadang bagi macam in cents, like 50 cents.
Did anyone ever try to haggle?
No.
They paid in full.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, obviously, as you're a kid, you don't haggle. Like, singkit lah. No kid does that, especially when they're like 6, 7. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I just grew up in the wrong neighborhood. Bruh, where I grew up, people were like, they would, if they could, they wouldn't pay full amount. They would try their way to like, get like things at a reduced price. Maybe.
I think as well because macam, okay lah, macam masa di Chonghua, most of them were like macam not financially struggling kan. Most of them are well up and macam financially. So it was like, because as I said, some of them had like $5. So like
it was nothing to them.
They had $5 every day. Yeah. So they eat $2, then the $3 they spend on whatever I was selling.
And it's not like their parents are asking where did the money go.
Yeah.
Oh, and then so for how long did this keep up until?
It was just until primary school. I think until primary 5 lah.
Okay.
And then it kind of slowed down.
Did you already have like a huge savings by then?
No, I just spent everything.
Oh, you just spent whatever you.
It was more to just buying the things that I wanted because my parents didn't want to buy me anything.
Yeah.
Macam as spoiled lah. They didn't want to spoil me with them, especially macam on food. They wanted me to eat at home. Kira macam makanan proper food.
Oh,
that's what my mom said. Proper food.
Yeah, yeah.
Still food. Okay, maybe keropok is not proper food, but like macam I get like the roti canai apa. It's fine. Like they buy me roti canai anyway. So to me, I was like, macam, I'm not doing something, but I never told them.
Yeah. I cannot believe that you never told them.
Yeah.
So when you came home or like when you buy all these things for yourself, was it mainly food or like some material things?
Let me think. It was mainly food and Pokemon cards for myself.
Okay.
So I almost got caught once. One of my brother, I was opening my packs. I thought no one was home.
Not the eldest one.
No.
Okay.
So I was like macam susun ikut like the powers, the abilities.
Yeah,
I mean the what do you call
elements.
it? Elements. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was susun kan. Sekali one of my brothers masuk. Sekali aku kaget kan. I was like, like macam when you're caught, it's like. And then he's like, where'd you get all of that? Then I didn't know what to say. Yeah. I don't remember how I got out of that situation. Okay. But he just walked out after that. That was the closest encounter I was to get caught because I had a lot.
So even then you were keeping all your material possessions that you bought from your family?
Yeah, it was mainly Pokemon cards and food. Wow. Food, okay lah. So you consume it.
Yeah. It doesn't stay.
But then, macam towards secondary school was when I started getting into sneakers and stuff. Yeah. So all of my siblings, we had to get 5As for PSR to get a phone. All of us. Yeah. So we didn't have a mobile phone until secondary school, year 7. Obviously, after you get your 5As. Yeah. It was how we were all pressured, especially me, because all my siblings, the gap between me and like the youngest older sibling is like 7 years. Oh. Yeah. Me and the fourth one is like 7 years. Yeah. And me and the eldest is like 14 years. Yeah. So all of them went to Maktab Science. So 5As kan. So my mom was like, kalau kau indah pas kau jalan kaki ni ke sekolah Mang Lain. Because we lived in kawasan sana kan. So katanya kalau kau anda malu ni mama. Because my mom was a PSR tuition teacher.
Oh.
And I was basically, even though I was not in year 6, I was joining her tuition classes from time to time between year 4, year 5 and year 6. Yeah. So kira macam malu je tu. Ya, ada tuition tapi anaknya sendirian. Because especially it made it worse because all my siblings got 5A. So it would be such a,
I can imagine the pressure.
Yeah. So it was. I think that was also what contributed me to handle pressure nowadays. Because I was like
trained from a young age.
Pressure bro, yo. So okay, I managed to get 5As, got my hands on a mobile phone, and the first thing I did was social media. Like macam download social media, Instagram. That was how I got into sneakers.
Apple or Android?
It was so stupid of me. I was given a choice between Apple and Android because my dad is pro Android. Okay. So I wanted an iPhone, but it was slightly more expensive than the Android, a Samsung. So he actually gave me the liberty to choose. Tapi macam hindi ikhlas lah, macam tu lah, macam nya bawa pilih tau. Tapi I don't know what possessed me at that time, but I was like macam alah kesian je bapa beli apa Samsung sajalah. Yeah. Tapi now to think of it, like macam it was not that he couldn't afford it. Like macam it was not that far. It was like $200 off.
Yeah. You just felt like
So I chose the Android because now I think about it kind of sucks. Because I'm an iPhone user.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so I downloaded social media, and that was macam 2016, 17 when social media was actually macam on the macam really growing really big, especially Instagram, Snapchat.
Oh yes, yeah, the era of Snapchat.
Yeah. So macam dulu I used to follow DJ Khaled.
Okay.
On Snapchat, and he would always post kasut or his Snapchat stories. So sana lah macam, and then obviously YouTube, I would look up all these sneaker videos apa. And then my brother, not the eldest.
Yeah.
So one of my brother, all of them studied in the UK, so they had access to all these kadai kan. But the third one, he was so-called hype beast lah. Macam tu. so-called, like he would get all the Supreme stuff when Supreme was really big, when it was not, corny. It was when it was actually really good stuff. That was like before 2016. So he was like the early heads of all the sneaker scene, all the hype and stuff. So when you balik every summer, he would have all these macam kasut-kasut baru apa. So I would get jealous kan. And then every time, the only time aku balik kasut, it was masa belayar. And I would always only get to choose one shoe. Tapi the shoes yang ada, obviously macam ada JD apa, Adidas, Nike, it's not those limited edition sneakers wah.
Yeah.
Right. So I would always get what we say GR, which is called general release sneakers, not the hype ones, not the limited ones.
I just learned that term, general release. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so general release is
sneakers which are not limited.
So basically what
usually what you can find
normal people wear.
I don't see that. That's not
okay. No,
that's not nice to say.
It's
not easily accessible.
Yeah. Not shoe enthusiasts.
And something that you can find at all the outlets lah.
Okay.
Macam like Air Forces.
Yeah.
All these.
Yeah.
Macam these shoes were GRs, but now it's like macam the hype, so they're not GRs anymore. They're like limited.
Okay.
Jatuh.
So the ones that you wanted were the limited
ones.
Because
they were cooler ones. No.
Oh. Wait. Limited release LR.
No, nobody says that. It's just GR. That's all. GR.
Wait, that's not fair. Why is there a GR but not an LR?
It's just not how you say it. It's a term.
My age is showing.
So there's a lot of like sneaker slangs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like macam OG all or something like that. But it's more of the sneaker community lah. But so GR is general release, and then these would people just say limited release.
Okay.
Like straight. I don't know why there's no LR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something to think about.
So yeah lah, going back to that. So masaya balik, I was so jealous. I was so envious, and then I really wanted it, but those shoes was so expensive. It was like $400-500. Brunei, like the ones that my brother had. Macam all the Supreme dunks apa. Now, if you think about now, it's cheap because now they go for like $2,000-3,000. So
8,000.
Yeah, dulu like macam pre-2016. Shoes didn't really go for more than 1,000. Rarely. They go for like hundreds, and people thought they were expensive already, but nowadays you can't compare. Like shoes could be up to like 10,000, 50,000. Even some go for like hundreds of thousands. It's crazy. The limited, exclusivity, it makes it so expensive.
Okay.
So I wanted those shoes. Di sini nada. Actually, this was, I think, was the first time I actually thought about it as a business. I was like, macam, di sini nada kadai jual lah. So I told my dad, macam, we should open a shoe store. I said, macam, we should open a shoe store. Sekali, obviously, I was like 13, 14 at that time. Obviously, no one would listen to me. Like, macam, he just wants shoes. So I had to
No one took you seriously.
Yeah. So I was thinking, macam, sini na ada kedai kasut. Actually, if I think about it now, I also was like, wow, I actually thought about that when I was like 13, 14. So
the whole point of you even coming up with that idea is simply because you wanted those shoes accessible for yourself.
Yeah, it was more of a passion lah. Like macam self-benefit. Actually, macam, to think about it, it was like more much opening a shoe store so I can buy my shoes from my own shoe store.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think in 2016, not 2016, when I was 14, was that 2018? We had a family trip to Japan. Okay. And if people who know sneakers know that Japan is where it is, it's where
it's where everything is though.
But not just fashion, but the sneaker culture in Japan is the craziest. It's the craziest. So like macam in Shibuya, Harajuku apa, there are just streets and streets of just all these streetwear stores. Like macam you could we were there. Well, we weren't there for long, like, cause like obviously it was a family trip. We were shopping, tapi macam all these things are expensive, and obviously I didn't have my money. So my brother was shopping for himself because he had his own money, kan, his allowance apa. So I had to like macam tarik my parents macam can we go into so ujung-ujung macam we only went to a few, but I went to this one store called Undefeated. I don't know if you heard about the brand.
I feel like it's like the logo is the ta.
Yeah like macam the yep that one. So we went in there, and then I wanted to get a t-shirt. Oh, it's just something that I could remember this trip. I wanted to go and so they had this one undefeated shirt which had a Japan flag on it. So I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I wanted to get that. So it was like about 60, 70 Brunei dollars. It was not that bad, but for a 13, 14-year-old kid, that was a lot. But I had to pujuk my parents lah pada like I was begging them depan the staff. Yeah. So got that, came, and then when I got back to the hotel, I told my mom again. I was like macam if ada saja orang buka di Brunei laku ni. Pasal di Brunei ada if you want to get this limited releases stuff, you gotta travel.
Yep.
You
or kirim from someone.
Yeah. Ataupun dulu, if I'm mistaken, now I know, but dulu there was like Facebook groups where I know, but it was not like a store. It was just like macam Facebook marketplace selling, you know. So there was no platform or no physical store that you could buy. But I'm not sure if you know Seoul Central. They had Alec Pom Brunei. He actually opened a sneaker store dulu. It was like more of a sneaker trailer. That's what it's called. So yeah, macam car sale, macam car boot sale.
Okay.
So that was he did. So
maybe, yeah.
So he did that dulu. It was, I don't know what year was that, but he did that. But then it closed down. But he opened a consignment store, I think, for a while. But there was no proper sneaker concept store or something like that. So that was how it happened lah. Then that was the spark. Okay. That was the spark.
Like you really now you're convinced that it needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because it was actually there is demand.
Yeah.
Because you know other people who wanted it too.
My friends.
Your friends. Yeah. Okay.
Especially macam at that time I knew a few people who were going to JIS. So they had like money kan. Yeah. So they wanted that stuff. But most of them, they don't travel. They would go to Singapore, KL, Bali, all these stuff kan. Macam Yeezys dulu were very in during that time when I was 14, 15. So when I came back, I didn't wear the shirt. I didn't wear the shirt. I don't know why I didn't wear the shirt. It was like macam apa. I thought I was sayang lah macam mana. So I don't know what got me, but I started an Instagram account. And then, this is horrible. Nobody knows a lot.
Why?
But I started the Instagram and then I didn't know what to call it. I didn't know what to call it at all. So I went to Google and looked for a name generator.
Oh my God. I somehow knew this was coming. And then
it's called name generator. So at that time, I was really into hip hop because sneaker was like really into the hip hop, pop. So I looked for a rapper name. I don't think a lot of people know this. It was like only like 2 followers. So only 2 people knew about that. So I don't know if I want to name it because it was kind of ass. The name is ass. Sorry, can I swear? Sorry.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Sorry. So I came up with it. I feel so horrible saying because it sounds so.
If it's
lame.
really bad, I'll.
It was called yungbn, like YUNG, like a rapper name, like YUNG.bn.
How is that bad?
It's so tacky. Like it was so bad.
It's like Young Money.
Something like that.
Yeah, but this is Young BN.
I was like rapper name. It was like Young something. It was 2 names kan. So
yeah.
I was like, Young. At the time I was like, gila ragut tu.
Yeah.
So I made a logo. Oh my God. I made a logo pakai Goku. You know Goku? Yeah, I was like macam looking. You don't know Goku?
I know Dragon Ball Goku.
Yeah. So I went to Google. I went to Google, look for HD pictures, and then ada macam this one nice wallpaper of Goku. So I said, I'm gonna use that.
Oh, I thought you meant Goku is an app or something.
No, like
Goku,
the character. Yeah, so I took a picture and I typed the name on that. I was like 14, so I didn't know how to make a logo or whatever. I don't know how it worked.
Yeah.
So I just did that, and then I posted it. I dulu macam for like macam scam. Safety purposes,
yes.
People would
security.
Post, yes, they would post their product, the picture product with a name tag of the to make sure macam scammers.
Authentic.
Not authenticity.
What do you mean?
Macam like they would put the name tag of the name, let's say their name or the name of the business that they're selling.
Okay.
Next to the product to show that it's legit with them. Macam sometimes people scam with pictures kan.
Oh yes. Okay.
So that's how. So I put it there. I took my mom's iPad. Simpan my on the logo and gambar macam tu. And then I reposted it with my main account, and at that time I had like 1,000 followers. Masa teenager.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I was a
Were
teenager.
you on social media?
No,
Like, as
I was
in,
just
like,
posted. I don't know.
Everyday stuff lah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I just got to know. So my audience was mainly people around my age.
Yeah.
So one of my close friends, he text me 5 minutes after I posted that. Sekali macam, he cakap, I want it. How much is it? I didn't post a price. So I was thinking, oh shit, I didn't know someone was gonna ask her.
Yeah,
It
within
was 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
So
wait, we need to backtrack. What did you post?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I posted the t-shirt that my dad bought me.
Yang the undefeated one. Ah.
So I decided to sell it because I didn't wear it. So I didn't use my money. I used my dad. It was like $60, sorta. Yeah. So I sold that, and then dia tanya berapa. So I was like, how much should I charge? So I was like 150 yo. Yo 150 yo. I was like 150, and dia cakap, bah, can you antar to my house? Because kami drive kan.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, yeah, like, okay, I'll ask my driver. But then kami take shot. I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm actually selling something. Within 5 minutes, I told you I made, how much is that? 80.
You need to do the math. I can't do math.
$80.
How
within
many?
$80.
Oh my.
No, $90. $90 within 5 minutes. And at that time, I was like, holy shit.
This could actually turn into something big.
I made $90 in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So,
and it was oh my god, this is very interesting. The first thing you sold wasn't even a pair of shoes.
yeah, it was a t-shirt first. Wow. Because I didn't have the shoes. And shoes were expensive. Like, it was really expensive. Sorry, can I take a sip?
Yeah. This is very chilled.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
So that was when I realized, oh, this could be something.
Yeah.
So I still had another shirt. Actually, another shirt, but it was another undefeated shirt, but it was a cheaper one. It was not as nice.
Yeah.
So I posted that. The same guy bought the same thing the next day.
Oh my god.
But I didn't make as much. It was like $50.
Okay. Is there any reason why you sold it cheaper? Is it because
Kawan.
Yeah, or because he also bought the first shirt.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I sold it for like $100.
Yeah.
So he bought it. Wow. So I had nothing left.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I do this?
Did he ever question like is it like used? Is it atu?
Because I stated.
You anak beritahu lah.
Yeah. Because I was sort of familiar with like how to say, like, resell, because I was looking at people online macam on YouTube how they would post kan. So that was, I knew lah. So I posted, it was like macam the name of the t-shirt, undefeated something, and then size M, dead stock with like DSWT. That was the slang for the reseller world, like macam the acronyms. Is it what acronyms? Yeah. So it was like a sneaker vocab. So DSWT. But it's mainly for sneakers, but I sakai, so I just put it there. So I sold those two things. I delivered. I got the cash, and that was the first time I held like $300, like almost $300, like 200 something. So I was like, oh my god, what do I do with this money? If my parents find out about this money, I'm gonna be so dead. But I came home, I told them the truth. I said, macam, I sold the t-shirt and I made $90 on one shirt. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, anak siapa? So, macam, siapa, sorry. So I was like, macam, because our parents know each other, me and my friends. So I was like, oh, no. So they didn't really think much about it because I don't have anything else to sell, kan? So I was thinking, it was quite a long gap. But after I sold those two shirts, I changed the name. Because I hated the name. I hated the name. And so it was a gap for about a few weeks to a few months. I'm not too entirely sure. But there was this one Instagram that was selling what pre-orders were di Brunei. It was called, I think, Hype Soul.
I think I've heard of this before. Yeah.
So I was like, wow, there's actually someone doing this in Brunei. Tapi ia buat pre-order, ia bukan bawa no. So I was like 14. I got in contact with this guy. Ia ke Jepun wah. He was in Japan. And ia buka pre-order. Ia macam buat proxy. So proxy is like macam personal shopping lah. Okay. So I was like macam, oh my god, I can get stock. Tapi the issue was he was selling to me the price that I would sell.
Oh, so it's not at like the actual.
Yeah.
He marked it up.
Yeah. He already marked it up.
Oh
not
my god.
Not significantly.
Yeah.
but I was looking macam, but I'm not
Did you still
making
have the $300?
Yeah, so I had
Okay.
$300.
Yeah.
So he got me something because I don't know how he got it so cheap, but he said he had like a member discount or something. So he bought 2 shirts for almost 200, like 290.
Oh my god.
But it was rarer shirts, like more expensive. It was babe t-shirts, like you know the bathing ape.
Yes. Yeah.
That was so hot.
I don't understand
During that
why,
time.
but
It was more hype. It's like Supreme.
okay.
Yeah,
I prefer. I like Supreme, but Bathing Ape, I'm like, okay.
It's
cute.
nice. It was
Yeah.
nice, and I was familiar with the brand because
Yeah.
my brother had the the zip up hoodie. You know, that was what they
Yeah,
were famous
yeah.
for. It was the full zip hoodie with the like the eyes
It's
on the
not
side.
practical, but okay.
It was hype B stuff. It was hype B stuff. So I got that, and then aku ada bank account dulu. I was
Basically, all
underage.
the cash you carry is in hand.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I didn't have a way to pay this dude. Wah.
Oh my god, wah, benar aja.
So I was like, is there a way I could pay cash? But this guy is in Japan already.
Yeah, yeah.
Sekali-
And he probably wouldn't trust you. He hasn't trusted you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you can go to this bukan warehouse.
Remittance?
Hardware store, yo. So he has family member who had a hardware store, and supposedly this is where people, if they want to pay cash, they go to this hardware store, look for this auntie, and pass the money. So it was kind of sketchy, bro, biswa. But I didn't. If I think about it now, it's kind of sketchy. But at that time, I was
At that time, you were like,
"Huh?"
oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to lose on this opportunity, right?
Not just that, I didn't think about it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I'll go there. So I
Okay.
asked my driver to send me there. It was a hardware store. I don't know if it's still there, but it's opposite Gadong Central,
Okay.
somewhere there.
Yeah.
I think Kim something. I don't know. I forgot the name
We
of
don't
the.
have to specifically
okay.
mention it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. So yeah, I went there,
Yeah.
and then there was this uncle who was working there. Dia cakap, mau cari apa? All the tools. It was a really old, macam hardware
tool
store.
shack, yeah.
Tahu tak?
Yeah.
So aku cakap, I was like so small. I was like, mau cari auntie, the name lah. Itu. Saya kata, oh di dalam office tu. So I masuk. And then I said, the auntie was so nice. She said, hi, why here? What are you looking for? Then I said, I want to bayar barang untuk Capsole. Macam tu. So I was like, dia cakap, okay, you kira? Katanya, okay nya. Macam tu saja. So I was like, macam, oh, what do I do now? So I just went home. And then he texted me. He said, oh, I got the money already. So fast forward a few weeks, got that. And then I sold it. And I made money again. So that was how it started. And I just
Kept
went
going
on.
and going.
Yeah.
You were 14 years old.
Yeah.
When did you actually start selling shoes?
So it was t-shirts apa, and then after t-shirts, it was more I knew friends. I changed the name actually. So I changed the name. Most people know this one because it was quite popular for a while. It was called Kampongdrip.
Kampongdrip.
I thought that name was so cool.
I think it's nice.
Kampongdrip.
Yeah.
Drip was like the slang to say about like macam.
Ryan,
you
I
know.
know what drip means.
Okay. Like
But
drip.
thank you for being thoughtful.
Just in case you didn't know what drip was. What
I
drip?
know what drip means. It's not like an IV drip. I get it.
Okay, what is drip?
It's your style.
Yeah,
It's your drip.
Yeah, it's how your fit looks like.
How your
drip.
fit- yeah,
Like
your
drip.
style.
Yeah, so I didn't want to have that .bn wa.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, how can
I don't
you find it?
understand why most businesses think it's necessary to have .bn.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it.
So I was like, I don't want to be like everyone else. I want to change something that's not .bn. So I was like, what is something I have to put something Malay so people know this is in Brunei wa.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was thinking about
I
something.
actually like it.
So it was Kampong Drip. It was Hari Raya too. So I was with my cousins and I was like, oh my god, Kampong Drip.
Yeah, yeah.
Kampong Drip. Oh, and then I just keep saying, Kampong Drip, Kampong Drip. Oh, and then
At this time, did you already had like a reputation? Did you already have a community
No.
who looks for? But so still in the early
within our
stages.
early stage. It was
Okay.
after I got those things from Japan, from the Capsole, I changed the name.
Okay.
But I kind of felt shy because I was scared that Capsole guy would find out that I'm selling back his stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, if you think about it, it's not a big deal. Like, macam, I can do whatever I want with my things, kan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I got in contact with a few people, like some of my friends. I got to know new people from outside school. I don't know how. I forgot how that happened. I think from game kala.
Okay.
Sekali kami jumpa, hang out. Sekali ya ni rupanya hype beast juga. So dia suruh jualkan barangnya. Use lah. So he said, okay, you take some of these shoes from Ugama and you help me sell. You take a cut lah. He was slightly older than me. So I was like, okay, like macam I get to post shoes apa. So That's what I did. And then afterwards, I got to know more people, and it's also through game. I don't know why it was through game as well, but I know this guy, and he was also a bigger hype beast. So he contributed to my success. I can say yeah, because he provided me with so many things, and I think off of him alone, I sold so many things that I think I made my first $1,000 from him alone, and I didn't have to pay up anything, and he just provided things, and then I would just resell it for him.
What is usually the main reason why people decide to sell their hype things? Because they buy it in such a expensive price, right? And then they decide to sell it. Why is that?
Okay,
usually?
like macam it's like
to buy more expensive things.
No, like macam it's like the same reason why you don't wear your old clothes anymore. Like macam sometimes you get bored of it, and sometimes style change kan, yeah, macam season, so they don't wear it anymore, and then they just have newer things, so they just don't wear it, so they just sell it. Yeah. But reselling like macam on the other hand, ani kira macam you jual your old stuff kan, tapi reselling on the other hand is actually to make profit. Reselling, obviously reselling macam there's like so many different types of reselling. Like you can resell watches, handbags, everything. There's so many things, right? You can resell anything limited lah. So yeah, that was how it happened. I started selling people stuff for them. To my friends lah. So that was how people knew me. It was Kampong Lab for like a year or two, and then after that, I was 15. I got my BIBD account.
Only a year later.
Yeah.
How did you pegang the cash prior to that?
Cash.
Like a traditional safe, and then you masukkan, or is it just under your pillow?
It was my bedside drawer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was that happening for a year.
And did anyone in your family know you were making money?
At that time, obviously macam because I used my driver. So I would tell them lah, I'm going out, and aku kan buat delivery. I was like, oh, who's doing delivery, bro? I was like,
at this point, your parents were already like, oh yeah, my son's doing business now, and your brothers.
It was not really like oh, he's doing business. He's just like selling stuff. It was not like a proper.
So they haven't seen it as like a business yet. Do you remember who or what was the initial reaction when people found out that you were making money from just reselling things from in your family?
Especially my family, they didn't believe me as much, except for my brother who was into sneakers, because he knows like macam how the whole thing works kan. But my dad didn't believe it. He was like macam, why would people buy used shoes, right? Why would people buy used t-shirts apa? So I had to explain to him macam, oh, barangannya ada value apa, it's like so it's like macam so rare, people wanna get all these things.
It must be a foreign concept to him, especially because
he's a traditional businessman.
But even like to me now, as I'm listening to you, I find this very, very fascinating. Yeah. Like to hear it from yourself, because I have the general concept in my mind, because I keep up with news, fashion trends, I follow Hypebeast on Instagram. So I generally understand, but hearing it from you yourself, it's like really, really interesting.
Most of how I know at that time lah, my motive was the money that I made was to buy the things that I wanted finally, like especially kasut, baju apa. That was the time when I splurged lah. I didn't have any savings because I was still a kid. I was like macam 15, 14. So apa saja duit aku beli kasut.
The one that you want. So that was the main driving force for you to want to continue doing.
It was more to passion lah.
The business. Okay.
It was not more about business. It was more about passion. And it later on that it turned into a business. Yeah.
Okay.
So afterwards, I got my bank account and I started doing pre-orders. I did pre-orders from so I posted all the latest shoes pre-ordered, and I actually made quite a good amount of money. Actually, I forgot who recommended. I forgot who. I don't know specifically who, but someone told me I should do pre-orders because that means I don't need to use my money. Yeah. I just take someone's money, buy it, keep the difference.
Yeah, and you've done this before when you were younger. Also, you were exposed to Capsole too.
Yeah.
Who did the same thing.
So I did that
business model.
Yeah. So I did that for 2 years until I was almost 16. I was almost 16, and then I met. And actually no. the whole time, throughout that whole time, I was one of the only people who was doing this, and with Capsole. But Capsole was slowly getting inactive. So I was one of the only few people who was doing this. So one day there was this account. It's called 27beaters.bn. Popped up on my Instagram sponsored.
27
Beaters.
beaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, macam, oh my god, someone is selling shoes. And macam, if you think about it in a business mind, you would hate that because that's your competitor, right?
Yes.
But I don't know what I was thinking, but I was so excited. I was so happy because now that someone is doing something similar, it was something familiar to me.
Okay.
And macam, I was so excited. So I had a platform. I had about 3,000 followers at that time.
Wow. And this is amassed in 2 years.
Almost 2 years,
Almost
maybe
2 years.
a year and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
And then Kampong Lab changed to Kampong Supply.
Wait, so kampongdrip you mean?
Yeah, Kampong. Sorry, the Kampong thing was no. So kampongdrip changed to Kampong Supply, and then I started having stock, like stock, like macam holding stock and jual beli. 27 beaters open, and I was like macam, oh my god, this is so cool. Let me help this guy. So I don't know why I thought that, but I DM'd the guy, and I was like, macam, we should like macam do a giveaway together, and to get you followers, because I was into doing giveaways was such a big thing dulu, like macam giveaway, you follow and then comment. I know. So I said macam, okay, let's do a giveaway. I'll sponsor the prize. I just want to help you get followers. Random. That was literally what happened.
You literally just wanted to help him get more followers.
Yeah, that was literally what happened.
Okay.
So he said, okay, apa, cool. So thanks, Nyapa. So ato, the giveaway, I got him 300 followers.
Oh, wow.
Within like 3 days.
Yeah.
And that was when the friendship, and I've never met this guy.
Yeah.
So that was how it started. I think you started to see the you know, the map now.
Yeah, how it eventually became to 27 Supply.
So my name changed to Kampong Supply. And then I think in 2021 too. 2021, we hosted a sneaker event. I hosted a sneaker event.
Yes, I was there.
I think I remember you.
Yes, I think that was the first time I met you in real life.
So, yeah, we talked. I think we talked.
Yeah, I came with your brother.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, around the box. Yeah.
So I saw SneakerCon and all these big conventions in the US. So I was like, I want to do something like that here. And during this time, it was turning more into a business, and I was learning more about business. And then I wanted to do a convention, like a mini expo-ish, but I didn't want to get into all the, you know, like permits and stuff. So I just wanted to do it out of the box. And I think during that time, thrift was a thing as well. So they did thrift events at the box. So I went there. I said, I want to do a sneaker event. So I talked to 27 beaters and a friend and a few people that are starting to do things similar in the sneaker kira macam streetwear scene. So we hosted an event. And then it was big.
It was big.
Macam, I thought there were gonna be like a few hundred people, and then because it was COVID, so they had to do a head count, and about 4,000 people came.
Oh my god!
And I still remember that was the best day. I almost sold out everything. I made $6,000 that day.
That is crazy. Oh my
6,000.
god!
And 27 beaters made 6,000 too, because we combined our booth. It was next to each other.
Yeah.
We made about 12K total.
Wow.
Not profit lah, but like we sold about $12,000 worth of stuff.
I remember.
It was so busy. I could see people like bali barang dari kami rin dia angkat balik. I sold so many things.
And actually, now that I think of it, it's actually not, the time period isn't far from when you started to when you hosted or gathered that event, because
Started apa?
as in like macam
Started selling or the shop?
the apa tu you meeting up with supply, as in sorry, 27 beaters.
Yeah, it was not too long, and I met him in between lah. and then we talked for a while about but he had more capital than me, so he had cooler stuff than me, but I think that was good as well because now I was on his good side, like macam now we're friends, but before that I didn't know what he was trying to bring, but he brought in like cooler stuff than me, like macam more stuff apart.
So that collaboration eventually lead up to something even bigger, and that's, to me, it's what I feel like is a lesson that can be learned, because instead of feeling threatened or like trying to like, you know, go against it, you instead decided to team up.
It was very natural, like macam it was, you can say it was fate or something, but I just don't know what happened, but I just felt that I should do this ato. And then after the event, that I think the event was in sometime June, July, middle of the year, someone wanted to meet us. It was this guy wanted to meet us, but we were so busy. So he texted me and 27 beaters punya our friend. So it was our mutual lah. So he wanted to do a meeting with us. So I was like macam, oh, this was my first meeting. So I didn't know how it was. I was so excited. So, someone wants to meet me. So met us. It was on Zoom. And then this guy was Capsole.
Yes.
What Capsole is now. It was him.
Like selling cap, right?
Yeah.
Caps. Okay.
So Capsole was previously Cap City.
Okay.
The one in Mall.
Yes. Yeah.
It was Cap City.
Okay.
Cap City, Brunei. So he got in contact with us, and then he said like macam random idea, let's open a shop together, caps and sneakers. And then he initially offered it to either one of us, whoever wanted to do it. And it was such a, it was like, oh my God, this is a dream come true. Like, I've always wanted to during the business, I was eventually maybe 3 years, 4 years down the line, I want to open a shop. Maybe when I'm like 20, 21, something like that. I want to open a shop.
You're not even 20 now.
Yeah. It's crazy. If I think about it now, it's crazy. Yeah. So my now business partner, 27 beaters at that time, he also had the same dream as me to open a sneaker shop. But obviously he was more financially capable of doing so. So how to say, it was a bummer for me because I did not have the capital, the money to do it. And I was 15 at that time, actually almost turning 16. Then I was like, I don't want to miss this opportunity. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I really want to do it. So within 2 weeks, he was pushing us to give an answer because he wanted it by this year.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, what am I going to do? So I sat down with my parents. This was one of the hardest conversations I've had with my parents. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was in Maktab Science. I was in year 10. Year 10. And Maktab Science, you're expressed. So in year 10, you're sitting for your O-levels. So I sat down with my parents. I said, like, I got this crazy opportunity. Like, someone wants to open a store with me. They wanted me to open a store with them. And then initially they didn't really so I was like I really want to do it, I said. And then my dad got like annoyed because he thought it was like a scam or something. He was obviously, as like a parent, you want to, take care and make sure your child, and I was like 15, 16 at that time, to, be safe and not fall and lose my money, especially knowing that I worked hard for my money at that time. So he thought that I shouldn't think about it and then I should just forget it. But then I think my mom saw like how much it meant to me and like how much I wanted it, that it was a conversation that stopped there, but it was a conversation that she revived in between, like in a span of maybe 2 weeks. So she sat me down and told me like, you sure you really want to do this? So I said, yeah, I think this is under like, I don't want to waste like, what opportunity comes like this? It's opening a shop on your own is something, but if you have like, I was familiar with partnerships, and I knew that was how I could grow, like through partnerships, collaborations. So I was like, macam, when do I, get this opportunity again? Like, macam, I never know if I get this opportunity again, and I don't want to let it go. So he said, macam, okay, if that's what you really want to do, then I'll try and convince your dad. So that was a no. So it was like 2 weeks, and they were Capsule and 27 Beaters was already on board. Like, macam, okay, let's do it. Like, macam, dorang sudah pergi lihat kadai tu. And then I was like, shit, man, I'm missing out. Like, macam, I really need to know.
Do you remember how you were feeling in that time? Like, especially after that conversation with your parents.
I was pressured, anxious. I felt horrible.
What did you do right after your dad said no and to just not think about it?
I cried. I was a kid, I cried. I went to my room.
Did you try talking to any of your siblings?
Me and my siblings, we're not as close in a way where we don't share personal things. Macam, we just talk about, nowadays we talk about business, but personal things, feelings, but we don't talk about, because most of us are guys. Like, macam, we don't have any sisters, so it's more of like, macam, personal space is very nampak lah.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that even you to the eldest brother, the one before you, basically 7 years.
Actually, macam, throughout my whole childhood, I was mainly not with my siblings. Like, macam, I spent most of my time with my neighbors. My neighbors. Like, macam, I would play with them instead of play with my siblings. And plus, my siblings were most of them abroad. Macam, my eldest was Layar UK, most of them. Yeah, so they were on their own. And macam, we don't really spend time together during, macam, I only spend time with them during lunch and dinner because we eat together. But other than that, everyone is just in their room. That was how it was lah. And then there was this one final conversation where my mom started the conversation when it was just the three of us, my mom, my dad, and me. So my mom was like, macam, maybe we should think about it lah. Maybe macam, maybe it's not a scam, maybe it's real, and maybe this is something good that he can do. It's a good experience for him. So my dad he actually got pretty angry about it. Like, macam, he was like, macam, ya ni kan O-level sudah, kenapa pelangan ni kan difikirkan? You should focus on your O-levels. So. And I agree with him. Like, macam, I was sitting for why would I, macam, and Capsule and 27 Beaters were planning to open during the month of O-level. Yeah, I was sitting for my O-levels during that time. So I thought it was not going to happen. And then, not a lot of people know this, but my dad initially did not support me at all. He said, like, eventually he gave in, but he said, macam, you do it at your own risk. Like, macam, I'm not going to help you initially lah.
Is there any reason why do you think he is not supportive of it? Especially, you've proven that you're capable of doing it. You hosted a successful event.
I think why he thought it was just like he didn't believe that it would work.
Only maybe because he doesn't understand.
Probably. I think that was why. Because macam, I remember macam sometimes I would order things and then barang sampai and then he would see like macam 3-4 of the same shoe. And he cakap, ada orang balikan ni macam tu. He would always question me dulu and he didn't believe it until the kadai buka lah, and after it did really well. So actually, even after he let me do it, kira macam not full-heartedly, I still felt really horrible because kira macam dapat restu, macam dapat restu my dad. But my mom was the one who supported me dari awal. Like, from the beginning, she was the person who believed in me, who thought that it would work lah.
And fought for you too.
Yeah. So, as I said, the shop was supposed to buka masa O-level. And then I told my parents, I said macam ni saja, I'll finish my O-level first and then I'll start thinking about it. Tapi everyone knows that's not what happened.
Oh.
Like macam, yeah. Like macam, I studied, but I told them I'm not going to think about it. I was going to study, but obviously masa dorang lihat I was studying. But other than that, I was like macam talking to macam uruskan . Yeah. So I was so hands off, kira macam not physically hands on, right until literally the day I was done with my O-level. I was done in the morning during O-level, my last paper. That afternoon, I went and saw them. And then during that time, renovation were already started. And I was communicating with them all through my phone. And
basically already saying that you're in.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm talking to like renovators, macam contractors. Macam it was so new to me, but I had like macam it was so many things. Macam I had to print, go to macam Easy Printing, buat all the paper bags, jumpa bank. Kira I had to start doing that, but remotely, and kira macam communicate with my business partner. But not a lot of people know this, but actually Capsole is its own company. 27 Supply, which now people know is because 27 Beaters and then Kampong Supply, so 27 Supply is its own company. So there's two companies, and that's the partnership we have between us. But 27 Supply has its own partnership between me and my co-founder Alfian. I can say his name because I don't care. He's happy with that.
Does he know you're coming on?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Surprise, Alfian.
And then actually Alfian is my eldest brother's friend, so it was kind of awkward because they went to UK together. So when my brother found out it was him, then I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was like macam weird. And then I think that was when I started hanging around with people outside of my age, like much older than me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's more productive for me, and I learn more rather than, I'm not trying to say it, but like macam, I think I sacrificed my youth to be with adults, but for me, I benefited from it, and I don't think I regret it, because it's not like I spent my childhood. I still spent my childhood, but in terms of my youth, my teenage years, I was surrounding myself with adults, and I don't know. I'm gonna turn into a meme, like, you know, the one yang siapa, Will Smith punya anak, yang macam, you know, like macam
what's his name?
Something
not
Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith. Like macam yang can we talk about the political and economical state of the world right now?
I'm not familiar with that meme.
You don't know that?
No.
Okay, maybe we can cut that one because then make it look lame.
No. I'm lame. You know, I'm just not into. You know it?
Oh my god, really? Yang macam, can we just talk about the political and economical state of the world right now? Something like that. You guys don't know that? It was so.
Twitter?
No, it was so popular, like macam, because he was a kid, but he
wants to talk about politics.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
yeah,
just like you.
No, I didn't. Not about politics, but like, yeah lah. So that's side topic. So yeah, that's how 27 started. Oh, that's a long story. Damn.
No, but it's incredibly like insane how it all started. And you know what? I feel like that's what's very. I'm like thinking, how did your business partners view you, like going to business with a 15-16-year-old, like
to this day I have never asked him. I think I should ask him after this podcast.
I'm very curious.
I should ask him, why do you believe in me? He never doubted me.
Oh my god.
I think I have to be really grateful for the fact that he didn't look down on me, because throughout my whole journey there was a lot of people who looked down on me because of my age, and obviously because I look young. I looked young when I know. And macam, I went to Progressive actually to have a meeting with them for, actually I wanted to do the second event.
Yes.
For that too. But that was asking for macam sponsorships, like macam be a partner of the event. So yeah, that was crazy. I was 16 and then they were shocked that I was 16.
Oh my god.
Legally, I was not a partner of the business until I was 18. I was only a partner, official partner, and last year, because I could not get my name on paper.
Ryan, that's crazy.
So I was the unofficial partner. So I could not access legally, I could not access the bank accounts.
And you found good people who kept their word. Basically, you just put your faith in them. They couldn't they can just screw you.
Yeah, they could screw me. Like macam Alfian could have just ran away and like macam say macam, oh, screw you, your name's not, but you can't do anything. But yeah, but he never doubted me. He was always transparent with me in everything. So I'm really grateful that I got a business partner like him. And then the funny thing was, when we started hiring people, I was doing the interviews, and I've never had an interview before, but I was doing interviews for my employees. It was like Coffee Bean, I still remember.
Oh my god.
And I hired people older than me. Until now, all of them are like 3-4 years older than me. It took like sekejap saya lah to get used to, because macam we eventually became friends, like really close friends.
As in you and your whoever you hired
Yeah,
lah.
most of them, we even outside of working hours we chill lah pa. Tapi I tell them lah macam like during working hours this is our relationship, but after working hours then I'm like your friend. Just treat me like a friend.
Then I wanna ask you a couple of things. First, at this point, after your O levels and the opening of your store officially at the mall, how is it like with your relationship with you and your dad? Or how did he view? Is it still warm room temperature? Like,
Macam in terms of we still talk like normal. We treated each other macam normal masih. Tapi I still think like macam deep down he still didn't believe it yet. But he came to the opening of that, and I did sort of see like macam he saw macam wow, because ramai wah orang datang. It was a lot of people. Sales was also really good during and we didn't really have a lot of things actually yet. Tapi he came in, and I think that was when he started realizing macam, oh, this could work. Itulah.
What about your siblings? You're the youngest.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was their reaction? Do you remember if anyone tried to give you advice or like?
I mean, advice. All of my siblings. That's the thing. Like, macam I think why I'm the person I am today is because as well as like how you said, like the upbringing. Like during lunch, dinner, when we talk, we always talk about business. Like macam making money, finance, all these things that's related to business. Especially me and my elder brother, who actually I look as like a mentor lah, macam in terms of most of the things, macam before I make decisions I always ask for his opinion first, macam see what he thinks about it, because I feel like his opinion matters a lot to me because he knows so much more than me. And as I said, I like to surround myself with people who are older and wiser than me so I can learn and take things like macam knowledge, information, wisdom from them. So that's why I always seek his opinion first before everything. Any new business idea, I always ask him, what is your opinion on this? What's your experience with this? And he's also very business savvy, and so it's really good. It's good like that. I have a sibling like him, but all my siblings right now, they have their own business. Yeah, right now lah. So now all of us are entrepreneurs.
Wow, that is truly amazing. But you started it, the youngest one.
Did I start it? Oh yeah, I did start
You
it.
did.
I did.
That is crazy, Rayyan. Like, amazing. What is the one advice that you remember until this very day that your eldest brother gave you?
My eldest brother.
Yeah, the one thing that sticks out.
Macam, to be honest, he didn't give like macam
A specific
advice. It was more to like macam situational advices. Yep.
Okay.
Tapi macam in terms of what I could take away and what I would say contributed to my journey is like macam you just gotta stay consistent. Like macam literally anything you do, you just gotta stay consistent. And like macam you gotta understand that if you don't put in the work, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get where you wanna be if you don't put in the work. And you have to understand that even if you put in the work, it is not guaranteed, and then it could take years or decades to really, enjoy the fruit of your hard work.
Yeah. I can tell you now, I feel like you already know, but in case you didn't know, like he is very proud of you.
The thing is, like with my siblings, as I said, that macam we don't share feelings with each other. So among all my family members lah, the only person who's really said that they're proud of me is my mom. But I don't know lah. Like macam in terms of really saying it, they don't really say it, but it's just like something that that's how they feel.
I'm here to confirm that he is indeed proud of you.
I hope so.
Yeah, he's brought you up in conversation. And like from the way he talks about you and that's how I came to know of you, right? Like he's really, really proud of you. So well done. Yeah. And I think all of his friends, including myself, were all proud of you. We're like supporting you. We went to your shop, I think a day after the opening, just to check it out. Yeah, at the mall. Because we were obsessed with Yao Yao at the time.
Yeah.
Whenever we were there, we would always...
Especially him, he was so...
Yeah.
At one point, he was like there almost every day. Like, you just get Yao Yao. It's crazy.
Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. I want to take this chance to remind you to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Talking to your friends and family about Izzy Does It helps us reach new listeners who may enjoy the show as much as you do. And as you know, we recently launched our crowdfunding campaign to keep the show going, but this is entirely optional. Those who are willing and capable can transfer however much into the bank account in the description box below. And as usual, I want to thank you for your incredible support and hope you enjoy the show. I want to bring the conversation back to the fact that you said that you, after 27 Supply Co. opened up at the mall, you have to hire employees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you started interviewing people, hiring people.
Yeah.
But at that time, you haven't even experienced
Never had an interview.
being interviewed yet.
Never had an interview.
So share with us how that experience was like, and how did you even select your employees? What qualities do you look at, or was it just at a whim?
Macam Capsole, he had previous experience with handling a business kan. So that was why I was a bit confident macam mana, because macam he can guide us on how, because both me and Alfian were new to the business tu kan. We didn't really know how proper business operates. So macam obviously you have the logical things that you need to consider, macam no transport issues, above 18 apa. It was funny because I had to hire someone above 18 and I was 16.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it literally in the post that we're hiring, it says must be 18 and above.
Only because you needed that person to be able to go to work.
Drive, and also all the legal stuff. It's easier when it's of 18 kan. So it was weird at first, but mainly my business partner Capsole tu was the one who first initiated lah. So from there I learned, and then like the first 2 interviews, because we had a lot of candidates all over tu. So the first few interviews I just sat dengar saja, bayang cakap tu. But if I have any macam questions, tanyalah saja. Tapi after that, it's just kira macam self-learn je tu. And nowadays but even till today, I don't really do that much interviews. But how do I say, when I hire, I think it's a good way to me lah. I hire from referrals. I don't hire 100% from ads.
Yeah.
Like macam, I think that's why it's so good, because I hire my friend's friend, my friend, they know someone, they want to hire a new friend.
Immediate hire letter.
Not immediate hire. I
go through interview. Okay.
The interview is just to make sure that they're fit for the place.
Okay.
But I hire someone that I like. I always hire the personality. I have to like them first, like their character, because you're in the customer service. You know, you're talking to customers. I need to know that you can talk to people. If not, I'm not gonna hire you. How are you gonna work for me? Talk to customers, make sales, if you can't talk to people? You gotta be open to talking with people. So at first I hired a friend that I knew. He was one of the best. He was my first employee. He was slightly older than me, I think a year older, but I knew him. Kira macam kenal satu siya. We exchanged conversations once or twice, and then it just started from there. But after the second employee I got, it was from an ad. And then the third was a friend of my friend. And then from there, it was just referrals. So I didn't really have the struggle of actually looking for employees, which I think Bruneian businesses have a lot of struggles. So I talked to a lot of business owners here in Brunei. They say like macam manpower, labor is one of their biggest concerns, because macam doing business here, macam a lot of, let's say F&B especially, they like to gravitate more towards foreign workers.
Because the turnover is high.
Employee turnover is really high kalau macam locals, especially macam lower paying jobs. So I was like macam, I can't hire foreign workers. It's not sustainable for me here, because of maybe even the language barrier kan. So I'm lucky enough, my friend wanted to work, and tapi the thing was, my friend was my seniors in school. It was like macam my 3-4 year above senior wanted to work for me. It was kind of awkward at first, but after that we became friends and then from there it was just referrals. Like macam he said, oh, his friend wants to work, and macam ganti ya, ia akan bayar. So ia cakap, oh, but my friend wants to work, you wanna know? So we talked, okay, ganti. So from there, I didn't hire from kira macam ads. It was just from friends.
Yeah. Do you have friends who are same age as you are?
Now?
Yeah.
No. Like
Oh.
the circle? No. All my circle of friends are 20 plus. I'm the youngest in all of most conversations that I talk to nowadays, from let's say every day. I'm always the youngest.
Damn.
And it's a choice to me lah, because I feel like macam, actually this also contributes to why I left makeup science, because of the environment.
Wait,
and
you left?
yeah, after O levels I left.
Okay.
I think I've missed that part, but after O levels I left that school and I didn't do A levels, which was also a reason why it was hard for me to convince. But it was actually a bit easier once my parents knew that macam, this guy is onto something. Let's just let him do whatever it is. So I didn't drop out. So I'm doing my diploma right now in Polytechnic, in business marketing. So I'm doing at least something that I'm more passionate about lah. So I'm doing that right now. I'm on my third year, my final year. And now even in Poly, I'm the youngest in my batch. So the youngest is my age lah. Macam around, I have a few people around my age, but yeah, when I masuk Poly, I was 17. And most of them are like 20 plus. So my circle of friends now are 20 plus lah. And I think why I prefer it is because of just the conversation that we talk about. Like macam, when I was in Maktab Science, the conversations that I had were very different to the conversations I had. Obviously because of the, the age kan. Macam kalau di Maktab Science, everyone was talking about game, subs of football, and I was really over that thing because I really just wanted to make money. It sounds kind of macam mana-mana orang ni.
You found your passion.
Yeah, I found my passion, and like macam just the things that I stood for did not align with what they, macam their views about.
They were just in a different point in their lives,
and their values, their principles were not the same as me. So it was like no hard feeling things. It was just like I wanted to grow and get into somewhere that I want to be. So nowadays the conversation I have is more to like macam things that I like to talk about lah, which is like macam personal growth, business, finance, anything that relates to freedom lah. Because that's what I strive for nowadays. Just financial freedom. I think everyone wants to get financial freedom, but that's the ultimate goal right now. It's not just financial freedom. I just want time freedom. I just want to wake up and not worry about money. Like macam not worry about, I have bills to pay. I have like a family to feed. Now I have an advantage because I'm doing all this without having any commitments at all to like macam anything. I don't have a house to pay. I don't have car payments to pay. I don't have bills to pay. I don't have a family to feed. So even if I go to zero right now, I'll be okay. Because I still live with my parents kan. And luckily our culture is like that kan. We still stay with our parents until macam kahwin beranak pun kadang-kadang masih tinggal semana. So I think it lets me take the risk better. And macam I could manage the risk better.
Yeah, and I think I appreciate that you said that, because I don't want people to think that macam, I mean, this is the reality of it. The reason why you're able to do your the things that you do right now is because you're just in a point in life that lets you do these things. Like you still stay with your parents, you don't have bills to pay and stuff like that.
It would be much harder for me if I was not in the position that I am.
Yeah, right? And thank you so much for acknowledging that, because I don't want people to think, like people who are at your age or people who are older, to think that, oh man, this kid, like he opened the store at 16, but like I need people. That's why it's so interesting for me to have conversations with people like you, to just open up their eyes also and understand that different people have different situations, different upbringings that contribute, not wholly contribute, but plays a part in your mindset to be able to take risks and have like build businesses.
I guess like macam risk is one thing, but success, as I said, is subjective to the work you put in. Like macam how badly do you want it? How bad do you want to succeed? Is work is one thing, and then you gotta have, obviously there's some magnitude of luck into it lah.
Yes, I agree. It's the people around you too. Like for you to be able to find trustworthy partners, mentors who are willing to work with a 15, 16-year-old is, I don't think that happens every single day. What would you say is the biggest sacrifice you have to make during your younger years in order to live this life that you live right now?
I said maybe like macam, as I said, macam time lah, like macam the time that most people would be macam hanging out with their friends, playing football apa. I still did, but not as much as ano lah.
Is that the biggest sacrifice you feel? I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, also people your age, they tend to like get into relationships. Are you not? Is that not your main focus?
Relationships,
as in a girlfriend?
Oh, I didn't talk about that. I didn't think about that. I don't know. I don't think I made that many sacrifices. I still try to maintain, you know, but in terms of like business, I was not doing it full time, kan. It was more of like a side thing for me. I was still going to school. I was still going to classes apa. So it was my time would look like macam morning would be my classes, because my kadai pun buka pukul 12. So it's after classes that I go, you know. And plus nowadays, and macam for the past year or so, I have all my employees, my manager apa kan. So they mainly run the business now, and I just do most of the back end stuff. So I don't really macam, there's not a lot of role like macam in terms of the everyday operation. I just oversee things nowadays. So it allows me to still have some time. As I said, as I'm striving and looking for freedom now. So it aligns with my values.
What is the biggest splurge that you made?
Splurge?
In cash.
In cash?
Yeah.
It was probably like my phone.
Your phone?
Yeah, I bought a phone. Like, it was $2,000. It was the first time I bought my phone for myself.
Oh my god.
This phone?
Yeah.
13 Pro.
Oh.
It was the first time I spent $2,000. Oh, actually, no. It was the same amount. I bought a computer, but it was a computer for me to play game and do work. It was lockdown, okay? It was lockdown.
Yeah.
It was lockdown, so I had to have a computer to play game because I had nothing to do.
I mean, now that you're able to drive.
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah. Did you get a new car?
Yeah,
I see it on TikTok. The color is my favorite color.
Yeah, I bought a car. It's an old car.
Okay.
I like.
Is that the in thing now? Like people buying old cars?
No, I call it the shit box. It's a shit box. So it's like people, especially my parents, my family, they always make fun of the car because it's like a shit box. Like macam, it's what you call it. That's the term of those type of cars. Like macam shit box. Like macam it just masih buruk overnya orang cakap lah. Macam tu lah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but I'm more into cars nowadays. After I started driving.
Oh, wow. So your hobbies keep getting more expensive.
Yeah, it's a money pit lah.
Okay.
I actually forgot. Until then, you brought it up. I was like,
yeah, because I was thinking now you drove here, obviously. And I do see your car videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you buy that in cash?
It's cheap. It's
How
like,
much?
For a car, like it was 2,000.
It's 2,000?
Yeah, it was just 2,000.
Some phones are more expensive than that.
Yeah. But it was not running out, so I had to put in some money.
Yeah. To macam repair and stuff like that lah.
But
amazing.
Okay, like it was my first car. Like it's a BMW. It's an old BMW E30.
It's insane. Your parents don't even need to like. At this point, how much did your parents even spend on you throughout your whole life? Probably like $50.
No lah, like macam obviously before I had the business apa, obviously they were taking care of me macam.
Of course.
I'm happy and grateful to say that I lived a comfortable life lah. Tapi in terms of macam comfortable pun, they didn't spoil me to the point where I could get everything that I wanted. That's why I think drove me to do this, because I wanted some things that I couldn't get because I couldn't get my parents' approval. So I did it on my own, and you know, because if I make my own money, they can't say anything like macam anu kan. So
yeah, like back to when you said like you only you prefer having conversations with older people, right? When we talked at the gym, like I get that. Yeah, I get that vibe. I was like, how did we? Because we've never had a proper conversation prior to that. We bumped into each other, said hi. I didn't expect the conversation would last 30 minutes, and then this is the second time that we
conversation.
Yeah. So like even when what we were discussed, I was like, wait, did I just? How old is he again? Like, how was I able to have that conversation with him? Yeah. You know, so it was very interesting to me that you have like that kind of mindset and like the kinds of conversations that you have. Like now, it's really amazing. So, do you have any plans after you finish Polytechnic?
Okay, so I actually had this conversation with my family like so many times. Recently pun like macam there's like macam okay, what's your next?
Oh, now they want to know like what's your next move.
Yeah, like macam are you going to college? That's like the big thing. Like macam are you going to do a degree? Because I only have after I graduate early next year I only have a diploma, a level 5 diploma, a HND. So it's a tough conversation, but ideally is to not go to take a college degree and just work on my business, open new businesses, which is what I'm doing right now.
Oh, are you able to share?
Yeah. So my next project, I actually brought some samples for you to try. But I don't
No
know,
way.
yeah, but I don't know if you want me to let you try it on the ano or after pun. I don't know. I just actually brought it genuinely to let you try because I'm planning to launch it maybe by this year. So this is the product that
Oh my God. Okay.
So currently I'm working on 2 new business ventures.
Okay.
One is in the F&B industry, and then the other one is more of a tech.
Wow.
In the tech scene.
The tech scene.
Tech, as in technology.
Yeah. Crazy. With F&B, another coffee shop or what?
No, it's a food product.
Not that I'm complaining. I really appreciate all the choices that we have in like for cafes now. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a food product.
Food product.
Oh, is it the one that you brought?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can, if you don't want to try it on camera.
I mean, I am hungry. After this.
Okay,
maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to try it on camera for like, sponsorship, if that's okay, it's fine.
No, I don't mind.
This is a sample only. Like,
Yeah. Maybe towards the end, before we finish, we'll try it on camera, and then after that, we end the session.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Actually, now I'm nervous. Like, what if you don't like it and you're on camera like, he's like, this is shit, bro.
I wouldn't say that. And I'm actually, to be honest, I'm so easy to please when it comes to food.
Really?
But when it's really bad, only when it's really, 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 really bad. And when I say it's bad, it means like, okay, there's no saving. Because I'm not fussy with food.
Oh, I also want to add, actually, macam some people think like macam this guy is like macam privileged apa macam kena bagi duit untuk ano. I actually didn't use any of my parents' money to open the kedai because dari damit duit raya kena simpan lah, and I was not able to access it supposedly until all of us are 18 and go to college, and that was kira macam our savings lah. So every year, and because I'm half Chinese, so Chinese New Year dapat angpao, Hari Raya dapat angpao, so I get 2 festive seasons punya angpao.
Wow.
So for up to 16 years it was saved, and it was never touched in my mom's account. So when I opened an account, she said, okay, if you want to use this money, just use it. Tapi at your own risk lah. Like macam if it's gone and the business doesn't work, then it's up to you. Then I didn't even think. I was like, okay, ready. And that was all the amount of money that I put in.
Do you mind sharing how much?
$10,000.
Wow.
And I don't know if I should share this, but I got back that money within the first month of opening the shop.
Insane.
In profit.
Wow.
Yeah. So got back lah, not selling. I sold 10,000.
You made
10,000.
back.
Yeah.
Clean.
So right now I'm no loss. Like I already got back. So everything that I make now is just pure money.
Wow, you are crazy.
But kira macam obviously business had ups and downs lah. But
yeah, so that leads me to my next question. We've only heard the successes.
Yeah.
What were some of the failures, major, and then what are the lessons that you learned from those failures?
Is to never get too comfortable.
Okay.
That's I think my number one mistake.
Okay, tell us when you got comfortable, why, and then what happened, the consequences, and how did you overcome it?
So the first 4 months were so good that I could pay myself so much, and for a 16-year-old to have that amount of money is a 16-year-old shouldn't have that amount of money into his bank account at that age. Usually people get allowances, but this is like someone's monthly salary.
You're hugging that pillow tight.
Oh shit.
You're like, oh my god, this is like
macam ata. Like macam it was mind-boggling. Like macam what do I do with this money? Like usually macam kalau you think about it, orang gaji masuk kena putong masuk ke mortgage tu orang apa kena putong, and then they have the amount left, then they budget it kan. But I was like macam shit, what do I do with this money, man? Like macam I gotta spend it. I was like I gotta spend it. Macam tu lah. So I think that was one of my biggest mistakes. I got too comfortable, and then I did not think forward enough. I think forward, but I didn't think forward enough. So it was 2021 November when Kare buka. Fast forward 2022 was when second wave hit.
Because we thought we were safe.
Yeah, I thought we were safe, and I was like, macam, oh, I'm gonna just keep making more money. Like, macam, eventually, I'm gonna start like making like 6 figures a year. Macam tu lah. Macam aku macam, gila ni, syok ni, macam ni. I'm set. Tapi that was my mistake. I did not think about and everything that could happen along the way. And when second wave hit, kadai mesti tutup. People were not spending money on macam all these impulse purchases because mostly it's impulse
especially
purchases.
apparels too.
Yeah, apparel, because everyone's staying home. Yeah. People were only buying like macam home products kan, like macam all these gadgets especially. So business was really bad, but I had to still pay rent. I still had to pay my salaries to because I didn't want to leave my employees without salaries.
Oh my god.
So I still had to pay salaries. So I didn't pay myself for that, well, which is fine with me because I was staying at home. So but the thing was that after COVID second wave, it was bad and it took a while to recover. So business was bad even after buka for a while. Only recently that it's starting to pick up and that macam I start seeing the green again lah. Because you have to understand the products that are bringing are not cheap. Like macam one product is like minimum $200-300. And if I don't sell it, I have 200. Okay, let's say an average is $400 lah, because I have more expensive things. This is cost. Okay, $400, and I have about 300 shoes. Do the math. No. That's a lot of money.
12,000. Wait, let's go.
No, you have. That's a lot of money. You have like $200-300 per pair stuck on $300 shoes. That's a lot of shoes. That's a lot of zeros. Yeah. So your money is stuck, right? And when your money is stuck, you don't have cash flow. It sucks. It just sucks because all your money is just tied up in shoes in this case. And like, what are you gonna do when no one buys the shoes and like, you're dead? So that was the biggest problem for me lah. But now it's picking up, and right now I'm also working on expanding 27 supply. I'm trying to move on to bigger things and broaden the income stream lah.
Okay, as in within Brunei or outside of Brunei? Within
Brunei. So what I mean is I want to branch out to not just apparel and shoes. I can't disclose that yet, tapi macam the project is to expand the business model lah. That's what I'm doing right now because, as I said, my mistake was being too comfortable and macam not caring so much. So I'm learning from my mistake lah and trying to be more proactive and, planning ahead. And, some things you can't really plan for, but
you can be prepared for lah.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough year.
Fast forward to now. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect and realize this crazy journey that you're in?
Recently, as I told you, I do a lot of thinking in the shower. So I was like, I was thinking, because I'm 19 right now. It was 3 years ago that I opened the shop. It was almost 3 years ago. This year will be the 3rd year.
Yeah.
So I was saying, damn, next year I'm turning 20. What have I done before I was 20? Because I want to be financially free as soon as I can, right? Everyone wants to retire young, live their life, enjoy.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking, what have I done until now? Then I just started going back, backtracking. Like macam as you go, you don't really realize how far you've come until you really look back.
Yes.
So that was when I was like, holy shit, I actually done it. Like I did it once. I just need to keep doing it again.
Yeah.
To get to where I want to be.
It's limitless now. You can literally choose to do anything you want.
Not anything, but like
really
not yet. Yeah.
Okay.
I still have macam things that are not attainable. Obviously, I'm not like a millionaire. It's crazy.
You're getting there.
It's to me. I'm still very far from where I want to be.
Okay.
like macam as a person. But I do feel like macam you should never be satisfied with who you are. Like macam you still have to keep being better all the time. Like macam there you should not be satisfied lah. Macam okay, you already got to this, but now you have to go to the next one. You have to keep going forward. Because obviously if you're satisfied, then what's the purpose of life, right? Obviously macam okay lah kalau macam Islam lain lah, okay. Macam okay lah, purpose life tu itulah Tuhan kan, okay, settle lah. Tapi macam in terms of macam purpose, macam you know, living and macam you gotta find something to do.
True. What do you think? Because you're so grounded. Like I'm having this conversation with you, like you can easily just be this personality who, because you've attained like so much already and you've been successful, right? What contributes to your grounded personality, do you feel like?
I think one would be the upbringing as well. Like macam my parents don't flaunt whatever money dorang ada ke apapun. We always been very humble, macam in the tunjuk-tunjuk lah. But as well as I said just now, was my biggest mistake was being comfortable, and I've already felt it once and I don't want to do it again. Kan macam like I have to understand that anything could be taken away from me at any time. So I just gotta keep doing it, but still be cautious of whatever I do, because you know karma is a real thing.
That's so crazy, because I literally just said that to our previous guest.
Oh really?
Because
sorry, I didn't watch your last episode.
No, it's not aired yet.
Oh
yeah, it's not aired yet. It's when this episode comes out, it's 3 episodes before this.
Oh
yeah.
okay.
But his exact quote was, because I said, what message does he have to the public? He said, for people to be, especially working in higher positions, for people to be nice on their way up, because you will meet them on your way down. That's what he said, and that blew my mind. Damn. And I said,
that's
yeah,
deep.
That's deep, right?
That's
I
deep.
my
That's so
jaw
deep.
dropped. It's in the trailer. I included it in the trailer. My jaw dropped, and I was like, I want to add on to that, because I said, so I repeated what he said, because I said, anything that you have right now can be taken away from you in a split second.
I agree with that. Yeah. It's just how it is. It's just life. Like macam life can knock you down. Just gotta get back up.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I love that. And you are so wise. Very wise for your age.
I don't know.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. I just
I'm ready to test your thing.
It's just not sponsored, yeah?
It's not. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. This is free food.
Yeah. So this is actually chicken jerky.
Okay.
Homemade chicken jerky. It's a Chinese product. It's called BAKWA.
BAKWA.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Chinese, it's rokan, which is beef jerky, dried beef jerky. But normally, traditionally, it's pork. Okay, but this is chicken.
Yeah, just like
this
dim sum.
Yeah. But this is mainly popular macam in KL and Singapore. You always see those like macam. Have you seen? I mean, I find you a picture.
Under the pillow.
Let me find you a picture.
Oh my god. I think I like beef jerky.
This is chicken.
This is chicken jerky.
This is chicken jerky. Homemade chicken jerky.
Doesn't look like chicken.
Like macam these ones, usually it's non-halal. Macam di Malaysia, macam usually macam di pavilion apa ada jual macam di bawah.
Yeah, I think, I remember.
So this is our take on it. We've actually had this recipe for like 10 years.
Family recipe kan eh?
No, it's just my mom's recipe, but we've never thought of selling it until now. And I was like macam, kami usually serve this masa Hari Raya. So macam orang kegilaan lah, macam orang suka lah. And then every time dorang ke rumah, dorang cari.
Wow.
So I was like macam, recently my mom made it, and I was like macam, okay, let's try and sell it. Like macam, this is really good. A lot of people like it, so let's try and sell it. So this is chicken jerky, homemade from scratch, everything.
Ooh.
Me and my mom made this. So this is the business that I'm opening kira for my mom lah.
Yeah.
So it's for her, but I'll be running it for her lah, because she's not into like the business thing. But I'll let this is hers lah. But I'm just doing it for her.
Bless you.
It's something that I feel like is the least I could do. Like macam, because my mom doesn't work anymore. She used to be a tuition teacher, but she quit her job to take care of my siblings, because my dad was always overseas kan. So she quit her job as a teacher, so to work at home as a tuition teacher for like 20, 30 years.
Wow.
So after, obviously, she's retired and she doesn't have any form of income. So this is what I'm trying to start for her lah.
Wow.
It's the least I could do, like to give back. You know?
That's, oh my God.
So this is, I have two
Goals.
flavors right now. This is classic, which is the original BAKWA.
Yeah.
And this is the spicy one.
Okay. How spicy? It's spicy because I can't take spicy.
It's not too spicy.
Okay.
It's just tingling spice.
Yeah, because I'm half Chinese too, and us Chinese can't take our spice.
What? You're
Oh,
supposed to. You're supposed to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the opposite. It's the other way around.
Sorry, I have embarrassed my ancestors.
Yeah, so this is just the sample,
Okay.
not the real
Yeah.
experience.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you usually eat this with? You just eat it on its own?
You can eat on its own. It's traditionally a Chinese delicacy.
How do I open this? Oh my God.
Just put it on.
First of all, it smells good.
Really?
Yes. It smells good. I'm gonna give it to the crew.
Yeah. There's enough for everyone to try.
Oh yeah,
You didn't
this is a
open it.
lot.
I don't think you even opened it. Yeah.
Oh,
You have scissors?
do we have scissors?
This turned into like a food review.
I know. Oh my God, this could be like an idea too for people.
Can you help?
What? Okay, I'm almost. Oh shit! There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, wait. So guys, take one with your clean hands. Yeah. It smells so good. I'm not lying.
Just pass it to us.
Okay.
No, as in like, okay.
Oh no, no.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Here we go.
Ooh, that's good. Grab one.
I am not lying. It smells good. Here you go. You want one as well?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, together.
I have wet tissue and tissue as well. Yeah.
So usually you can eat it on its own
Yeah.
or
Without my hand.
from dari damit lah. Because if you've been eating it for like 10 years, I usually eat it with like rice or mee goreng, yo. I'm telling you, mee goreng is the best.
Oh my God. This, Rayyan,
Is it good?
it's so good.
Okay, you don't need a.
No, I'm not.
Be honest.
I swear. I'm not even like trying to like fake it, right? People can tell if I'm faking it. Yeah, I'm not a good actor. But
You're a pretty good actor.
Am I?
I've seen
Where
your
have you
thing.
seen me act?
The one for Porsche.
That wasn't me acting.
That's acting. That's still acting. How is it?
This is really nyaman.
Review?
It's really nyaman. I don't know what else. Okay, so I don't have to chew that hard. The aroma is nice. Yeah, and I'm not saying that just because I'm hungry.
Actually,
But
maybe you're really hungry. You told me you're really hungry.
yeah, but like this is still good. Review.
I would make it slightly sweeter.
Slightly
Very
sweeter.
Yeah.
You?
Just the taste lah, macam it fades out cepat.
It loses taste early.
That's why it's good. It keeps you eating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the whole point, to make you keep eating. Faris, what about you?
It's good. Very good.
I like it. Like I said, I'm not really fussy with food, but this is definitely nyaman. And I can imagine this to be actually like, you know what? It could be a full circle for you because you started out selling food
Oh yeah, the UP.
in the UP one, and then this could be sold in schools for students to snack on.
Well, back in Chonghua.
Yeah. It's going for full circle for you. I swear to God, this is crazy if
So
you
this
think
is
about
the
it.
next project I'm working on. I'm targeting to launch it about September, October. So maybe when this video's out, when this video's out, I don't think it'll be ready yet because I'm still
Okay.
working on a lot of
No rush,
back-end
but
stuff.
this is already a good start because there's a lot you need to do, like packaging and stuff.
Yeah, that's I'm working on it right now.
Do you have a name?
It's called Heritage BAKWA. Someone we know helped me with that name. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then the friend.
Who?
Oh, someone
Yeah.
we know. Oh,
Yeah.
wife.
My brother's wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
She's always really good with names.
No, she is
Really good
amazing
name.
with names. Oh my God.
I hope she's watching.
She will. Everyone's gonna watch
I
your
always ask her,
episode.
she's also helped me dari kampongdrip. Because she's an English teacher. So I would always ask her to correct my grammar for every post, and I think to the point where she got annoyed, she charged me. But eventually she didn't laugh. But
Yeah.
she was like, macam, this is getting like macam overboard. Like
Yeah.
stop asking me. And then like macam sometimes you macam they reply.
Oh my god.
but whenever she had to, she'll always try and help me lah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's always helped me with the copywriting stuff. But
Everyone is going to watch our episode. Your brother's friends, like me and our group, we're definitely gonna watch our
they're gonna
episode.
be like, what the hell? Like macam what is
I'm honestly just terrified. I don't know
they're gonna
how.
ask you like macam what are you they're gonna,
Yeah,
like,
I didn't even tell anybody in the group, so I don't know.
this is the spicy one. It's the original with a spice.
Okay, let's all share. Oh my god, Ryan, we've only known each other for like a short amount of time, but I'm really, really proud of you.
Damn, this is really hard to open, huh?
It's really hard.
Yeah, I don't think I can open this with clean hands. With clean hands.
Yeah. Thanks for.
So this is homemade right now. From scratch.
Wow. I can imagine you getting it distributed like everywhere. Why?
Like, I thought you were like.
So
Yeah, I
maybe
also-
packaging is like, one thing that you need to consider.
This is just the sample because I want to make sure it's
tight.
tight, sealed.
Sealed,
But
yeah.
eventually it'll not be. It'll be very fresh.
Yeah. Because it could be another. Do you know about the seaweed story?
The what?
The seaweed story.
No. What's that?
So basically, this guy, the seaweed snack that we. Yeah.
Is it the one young? I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah,
I saw
his
whole-
story is crazy.
Yeah.
This could be like that too. It'll just become like a snack for everyone worldwide.
Yeah. So my target right now obviously is to launch it, get people to really like the product first, which is actually Brunei. This market is just my product testing market.
Okay.
So if it works, obviously that's the real market is Asia. I'm trying to export this product.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I like it a little bit burnt. I like it.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, okay.
It's more flavor. It is spicy. A bit. I don't take
Wait, how
spice.
spicy is it?
I don't take spice. Do you? Okay, McD punya chili padas ke enggak?
If I banyak-banyak with fries atau, I can actually like it hurts my ass.
I think it's okay for you because I don't take spice well too.
Yeah.
Good.
Just a bit.
Spicy is way better.
Oh, okay. Fuad likes the spicy one. You? Oh heck.
How did you get them? Apa tu? The banana.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
So-
Wafik, you don't ask.
The way I know like jerky ni macam just dried meat.
I'm tasting the spice.
But if-
Actually, it's two very different tastes, right? Or is it just me?
No, the spice just accentuates everything.
I feel like
Very good.
I probably will eat like I'll top it with like the normal one.
You know what? Usually I do. This is how I eat it. I usually take bread, make a grilled cheese sandwich, but this as the meat. I'm telling you, it's the best that I've
Oh
tried.
my god. No, don't start with me when it comes to food, okay? I live to eat. I work out to eat. Paris? Good? So so this is how you're gonna sell it. It's not like macam frozen or whatever.
No.
It's ready to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
But the thing is, there's no chemicals that I've added to this for preservatives, but it's meat. So you can freeze it and you can heat it up and it'll taste exactly the same, which is how crazy it is.
Literally on days where I don't have anything to eat at home and I'm so lazy to drive out, I can imagine me cooking rice,
Migi.
or Maggi. Well, I try not to eat Maggi as much, but rice, talor, and this one, and my like sambal kicap. Ooh. Oh my god.
I should send you some more.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Okay. Before we end this interview, I want to ask you, throughout your time as a young entrepreneur, actually, it might not be the final question, but I just want to ask you, what is one of the biggest lessons apart from not being comfortable? Because that was one of your mistakes, right? But what was some of the biggest lessons that you can share with people who are aspiring to, people who aspire to start a business, regardless of their age?
Just do it. Like, macam, why I feel like there's this one quote I've heard before. I don't know where it was from, but it was, 99% of the businesses fail because they never start. So you never know, like macam, okay, some things people think that macam you gotta keep planning, but some things you can't plan for. So you just gotta do it and then learn as you go. That was what I did. Macam I didn't know how to run a business, just did it, and you learn as you go. You make mistakes. It's a guarantee that you'll make a mistake, but you just gotta take that mistake, learn from it, and then obviously not do it again and be better. That's how I think everyone should do it. Just go. Like macam, what's the worst that can happen? Fail? Yeah, but just do it again. But the thing is, nowadays, you don't need to invest so much money to start a business. Just invest in the idea. Like macam, there's so many ways, okay, if you don't want to look for outside investment, like macam, you could start a slightly less risk business, which is not capital intensive. It's doable. I did it. So many other people did it.
Yeah.
You don't need millions of dollars to start. Just got to do it.
Interesting. What do you think, apart from what you just told us in the very beginning, like macam you're bringing up between small, right?
Yeah.
What do you think sets you apart from other people your age?
I don't know. I don't think I'm any different, like, compared to anyone else. I just feel like it's just the mentality that's different. Everyone is the same. Like, I feel like everyone's the same. It's just that how you think is what differentiates you. Because, how to say, I believe that you cannot control anything in life except for your own mind, right? So if you should only worry about something that you can control. So you should work on yourself. And if you work on yourself enough, you will succeed. That's what I would say. And right now I'm also on my own personal growth journey, trying to better myself. I'm trying to start read more books. That's the biggest challenge, because I hate reading books. I hate reading. That's why I left school, because I just hate reading. I don't like reading at all. But again, my eldest brother, the mentor, always keeps pushing me to read books. She always gives me book recommendations, especially my sister-in-law too. She's a bookhead, bookworm. So that's as well as where I get a lot of the knowledge and wisdom from books. Books are very important nowadays. Like macam, I try my best to read one book a week.
What? One book a week?
Yeah. Because I like to listen to audibles.
Okay.
So, but the best strategy for me, actually, that helped me to read books is to listen and read at the same time.
Okay.
And also makes me read faster.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I start dozing off and
That's a good idea.
so when I read and I listen, it'll cost more because you have to pay for the audiobooks, but I think it's worth it. Because you get the book for free, just download it. And I think as well as as talking about the mentality, I think why not just people outside, not just my age, but like people in general, why they don't succeed is because they just don't want things bad enough. If you want something so bad, you will do everything and anything you can do to make it work.
You have to want something so bad that it overcomes the fear.
Yeah. Exactly. So like macam, if you see all these success stories, it's always the rags to riches, right? And that's what stands out. Why? Because they have to do it in order to survive. They have to do it. If not, they don't know what's going to happen to them. Like macam, all these successful people, sometimes they come from a single mother, and then there's no provider. So they have to work at such a young age. And then from there, they succeed and, make millions and billions, grow big companies. It's because they have to. They don't have any other choice. And because when you're pinned and pressured down that bad, there's no more way to go except up. Yeah.
What is the biggest lesson that you learned? You're still young pulang. So
Yeah.
like macam you can still remember most of your childhood. What is the one memory from your childhood, which is not that far away, that you can remember that sticks out the most?
sticks out the most.
Yeah, maybe something your parents said to you or instilled in you.
I don't know, like macam I've been always told that I'm an observant person. Like macam I learn more from observing things. So if you tell me something, I will listen. I will mostly listen and learn without people telling me to do it. Macam I like to see and then macam do it how is it. So I think because of my parents, how I do feel like they are beautiful people. Like macam they're just really, really good people. So I think that's where I learn macam values and stuff. It's not more about the advices that they give, because as I said, most of us we don't really talk about personal things. Kind of all of us just talk about random things apa. But
It's the action.
yeah. But I think what my mom has always told me was to always give first before asking. As I told you just now, kan, is that especially in business, you gotta give 100 times before asking once, and that's how you succeed. When you get people's trust, when you make people like you, is how you can succeed as a business and grow your brand. Because people won't buy something from who they don't like, right? So in real life, that's how it is first. You should not ask before even giving so many times.
That is sound advice. I love that. And also, I just want to add on, like, I know that you shared a lot of your struggles when it comes to trying to convince your father into letting you start that business, right?
Yeah.
But I can definitely tell that, and I hope everyone knows this, like, you know, parents in general, they just want the best for you. And I can tell because I know your eldest brother is one of my good friends, and I know your other brothers surface level, but I can see that all of you have been raised in like this really like amazing way, and I can tell from that alone, I can tell both of your parents are amazing people. And I think that's all we have for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, it's a wrap. Thank you.
Rayyan, thank you so much.